Hello, Kinesiology 3010. This is your first lab lecture. For these lab lectures, we'll either go through some statistical analysis, some practice, go over your labs from previous weeks, and get some asynchronous discussion going about what to do and how to go through this process. Today, we're going to talk about formatting our data in Excel. I know for your first lab, you had a chance to practice this. So for lab 2, you got to practice using Excel or maybe Google Sheets and going through and trying to put in your data and problem solve your way through. Now I'm going to go through kind of our step-by-step instructions on how to input data, and then start going through a few of the calculations you'll need to use in Excel, or you can also do this in Google Sheets if you don't have access to Excel. But let's go through. For your survey questionnaire lab 2, you had to ask some individuals on their age, sex, weight, height, physical activity times they participated in over the last 7 days. So how many days, 1 through 7, or 0 through 7, how many minutes per session on average, and what kind of physical activity they participated in. Okay, so these would be 7 different variables that we will use when we input these into our table. So how we start off with subject number or participant number, or this is going to be our first variable. So each individual, each participant within your survey or within your research will be given an identification number to keep their identity safe. This is for ethical reasons. This is what we do in kinesiology and most human subjects research. Okay, so we take their identification number and we would input them down in that first column. Okay, so your ID variable, so say we have number 1, person number 2, person number 3. If you know how many people you have, if you just select the first 2 cells and go down to this bottom corner, okay, see how it creates a little black cross? You can pull that down, and as you see in the corner, it is adding those up. It will do it for you. Okay, so I'm going to teach you some of these tips and tricks through Excel to make this a little bit easier on you. So for your case, you had to take on 10 participants and put them in. Okay, our first variable we said was age, second variable was sex, next one was body weight in pounds, and then we had height in inches. I'll make this a little bit bigger for you. Height in inches, PA last 7 days, PA minutes, and PA type. Okay, I use PA as a shorthand for physical activity. Okay, so now we have our variables across, and then we need to input through each row what our individuals gave us. So for example, you put say your age, sex, your body weight, your height in inches, physical activity in the last 7 days, physical activity minutes, say 70, type, resistance training. Okay, so here's an example there. And you would go through that for each of your individual participants. Okay, I have a quick one already filled out for you. Okay, so we have our ID numbers, our ages, sexes, weights, heights, physical activity in 7 days, physical activity in minutes, and then type of physical activity. This is our data sheet that we have for this survey questionnaire. So I want you, while you're kind of going through this, to reopen your file from this survey questionnaire and make sure that you inputted your data in this way. If you did not, re-enter it, okay, because we will be using this file throughout this course to practice what we want to do in Excel. So calculate some statistics. This is going to be kind of our practice sheet. Okay, so that's our first section on entering data, inputting data. Thank you very much for watching. We'll have our secondary lab lecture on calculations within Excel.